What's going on in there? She looks calm. Is she dreaming? This little star is in her own world, a world that I guess we shall never know. Not sure if she's been here before. Star Peaches stares. And she glares. She thinks, do I know this place? And why am I here? As Star Peaches continues along a long countryside dirt road, she hears something. The sound of something moving. It's coming from that windmill. Star Peaches listens. Are you scared, Star Peaches? What is it, Star Peaches? Only one way to find out. She has decided. Let's go have a look. Out from the shadows appears a scruffy mid-sized dog, a poodle, if we are being precise. I'm Star Peaches. What's your name, she says. He gazes up at Star with his large brown eyes. There's a slight sadness in them, which of course Star recognizes. Before Star can respond, the poodle says, I'm Russell. Where are you headed? She responds with, I'm not exactly sure. I feel like something's calling me. I don't know where or why. It's just a gut feeling, you know? Russell says, I do, but I'm lost, and that makes me sad. I'm a good boy, and I could use some good food. Can I join you in wherever it is you are going? A girl with a gut feeling, a hungry poodle named Russell. Star thinks about this. Well, that makes sense. Let's go, Star says. And there they go, on an unfamiliar path with an old familiar feeling. They walk. And they walk, and yes, they walk, and more importantly, they talk. About this, about that, from Russell's fears to Star's favorite sweaters. After a night of walking and talking, Star Peaches and Russell find themselves fast approaching a very different scene. For the first time since Star and Russell set out on their quest, whatever that may be, they pause. What is this place, Star says? Quite loud, waking up some nearby residents. Russell looks around and says, Star, I should tell you, I'm very brave and a very strong boy, but this scares me. Let's keep on moving. So they did, only the alley got tighter and the lighting got darker. Both Star and Russell are on the verge of a full meltdown. This wasn't the plan, Star says. Russell replies, But Star, we didn't have a plan. And just before full panic takes over, there is a voice. Hello? Russell keeps it together and says, Who are you? Sitting on a windowsill, the orange and white tabby cat arrogantly replies, I'm the king, Ringo, if you must know, which, you must. Russell and Ringo exchange words. And you're a king? Yes, indeed. King of all things. Can you show us the way out of here? Well, even though you know I'm great, I've been wanting to, take my greatness somewhere else. So yes, I could show you a way out, under one condition. I haven't eaten a meal worthy of my royalness in a very long time. Could you perhaps serve me well and promise me you will make sure I get that meal? Star Peaches gets right up to the face of Ringo, and with a smile that has more to do with relief than sheer happiness, she says, It's a deal. Let's get out of here. So Star Peaches, who has a gut feeling, the hungry poodle named Russell, and the king of all things tabby cat named Ringo, who wants a royal meal, leave the city together. Onward they go. Well, this isn't very pleasant, Star says. Ringo and Russell follow with,
It's no place for a king, you know. I'm very confused. I smell New York, California, Texas, and, where are we again?
Star explains, it's a junkyard. The reason you smell all of that is 'cause this stuff is from everywhere.
Oh.
Star looks up to the mountain of junk and says, not sure how to get around this. Any ideas? Ringo replies,
I'd appreciate if you would carry me over. Royal paws, you know?
Russell turns to Ringo and tells him,
Ringo, we are all hungry and very tired. We need to help each other right now.
Star says, Russell's right, Ringo. Just a little further and I'm sure we will find what we've been looking for. We just have to work together. Up they go. Star Peaches moves on with all her might. Russell climbs with a determined doggy fight. And Ringo, well, let's just say Ringo was carried. Move those legs, Ringo! Star shouts. After 2 hours, they finally reach the top. Spent from the steep climb, they collapse. Star Peaches cries out, see what a little teamwork can do? Ringo says,
Yes, I see. I think.
well, now we climb down, Star says. Russell follows with,
And look, the road. It's still going.
after 4 hours, Star Peaches, Russell, and Ringo have now crossed over the junkyard. And just as Star is about to touch down on that warm, safe road, a whimper is heard. Okay, what was that? Star says. Russell suggests.
Since we are all so hungry, maybe it was one of our stomachs growling.
Ringo agrees.
Yes, what he said, but it wasn't me.
There it is again, Star shouts. Then the noises turn to words. Aquí. Over here. And there she is, a little señorita doggy, quite frail looking and slightly trembling. As the three companions approach, in an old raspy whisper, she says,
Soy Ru. I'm Ru. Tengo hambre. I'm hungry.
They stare for a few seconds.
Bow before your king.
Ringo commands with a king-like tone. Russell snaps back at Ringo.
She's hungry, just like us. You be nice, or you're gonna see me get mad.
Star jumps in. Come on, both of you. That's not how you act in front of a classy lady like Rue. Rue, this is Russell and this is Ringo. I am Star Peaches, and we also are extremely hungry. How long have you been here? The señorita replies.
Hola, Star Peaches. Hola, Russell. Hola, Ringo. Hello, Star Peaches. Hello, Russell. Hello, Ringo. No recuerdo. Ha pasado tanto tiempo. I don't know. It's been so long.
Star Peaches feels sad for Rue. She tells her, oh, wow, Rue, we are trying to find something. We would love to have you join us. What do you say? Immediately, Rue stretches her old muscles, reveals a mostly toothless grin, and says,
Vamos. Let's go.
and they are off. A girl with a gut feeling, a hungry poodle, a royal meal-eating tabby cat king, and an old but classy Italian greyhound lady who's also bilingual and really hungry. Regardless of her age, she jumps out in front of the pack. After about 45 minutes, Rue decides to take a drink of water from a nearby lake. You okay? Star asks, to which Rue replies,
Sí, estoy bien. Quiero agua. I'm fine. Want water.
The three companions join Rue at the lake. Then after a few seconds, Russell blurts out,
We've been walking all day, and still no food. Star, what are we gonna do?
Before Star can answer, Ringo says,
I had some food in my palace. I would have given you some.
Russell and Ringo argue.
You said you had no food.
I said I hadn't had a royal meal in a while. That's the difference.
But you're a king. How do you not have royal meals?
A now disheartened Ringo confesses.
All right. I'm not what I say I am. Things have not been going well for me. I'm not loved by all. Even the mice that I do not harm don't seem to really like me.
Russell says,
So you're not a king?
Oh, I'm a king.
Ringo instantly responds, which then makes Russell say,
I'm confused.
Star jumps in. We are all hungry. Ringo, I'm sure you are a wonderful king. And Russell, you've been an amazing friend. But there's no point. It's not like we're going to walk back and climb over that smelly junkyard. Rue interrupts.
Oi, esa es mi casa. That's my house.
As Rue laughs quietly to herself, Star says, I have a gut feeling, and it's telling me that not much further from here, there will be that one thing we all want. We can do this. 1 hour later, and the 4 companions are now drained of most of their energy. Star points ahead and cries out, There, that hill. We need to get to the top of it. Russell says,
Another hill? What's on top of that hill?
Star says, It's not about what's on top. It's what's on the other side. But the sun is going down soon, so we have to hurry. Star tries to motivate her friends. Ringo, your royal meal is near. Russell, good food is up ahead. Rue, you will eat soon.
I don't think she can hear you, Star.
Russell says, and he's correct. Rue's a little hard of hearing. She hears her name, which then makes her say,
Sí, yes, sí.
That seems to be her default word of choice when she doesn't understand what's being asked. They reach the top just as the sun dips under the horizon. It's quite dark now, so Star can't see ahead very well. She starts to doubt herself. I'm exhausted, and it looks like there's nothing but dirt beyond this hill. I'm very sorry. I've let you all down. Russell, Ringo, and Rue surround a defeated Star. After a moment of silence, Russell says,
I was lost, and you let me walk with you. You've given us all hope, and I still believe in you, and your gut feeling.
Then Ringo follows with,
I didn't have any friends back in my kingdom. I know I told you that I wanted a royal meal, but the truth is, I just didn't want to be alone anymore. You are my servants. I mean friends.
And finally, Rue says,
El gato está loco, pero me gusta él. Ustedes son mis amigos. Sí. The cat is crazy, but I like him. You are my friends. Yes. Sí.
A tired but focused Star Peaches stares toward the fading light that gives way to another night. She looks to her friends and tells them, Thank you. Then out of nowhere, she smiles. Not just any smile. A smile that says it all. Which she does next. I remember. Star Peaches looks to the west where the sun is now way past the horizon, and with her arms stretched to the sky, she cries out, I have a gut feeling! She looks to her friends and tells them, Shh. Now listen. Immediately, the sounds of footsteps and laughter can be heard. Then a voice.
It's about time, Star.
Missy K, El Dazzles, my friends. I knew it. I remembered, said the slightly shocked Star Peaches. The always animated and dazzling Elle replies.
Remembered? Star, didn't you have a gut feeling?
The quietly clever and radiant Missy K jumps in.
Oh, we always have those. And we meet here. Same place, same time. Although the adventure is usually different, when you say the magic words, I have a gut feeling, it brings us together for, a little snack.
Elle Dazzles looks at Ringo, Rue, and Russell, smirks, and says,
Hey, ready for a snack? You guys are always hungry.
As they walk down the hill, Rue, Ringo, and Russell have never been more delighted to not know what's going on. They have put their trust in Star, and Star would never let them down. Star looks back to her friends and says, Yup, we're almost there. The now 6 companions laugh, joke, and eagerly anticipate their upcoming feast. Russell stares ahead at the countryside dirt road and says,
It bends to the right. Where's it going?
Missy K turns to Russell and answers his curiosity.
It leads to the bar. The milk bar.
And just as the words leave Missy K's lips, they hear a loud grunt. Star Peaches shouts, It's that humongous tortoise, Big Riley. He's blocking the entrance to the milk bar. Big Riley, let us in. Riley turns to the 6 hungry friends, and with his booming voice, he raps.
I'm little Riley, got 3 older brothers that are bigger than me. I know you can't go inside no matter how much you please. No.
Star asks, Why does he do this? I can't remember. Elle responds,
This guy eats all day. He eats so much. It gets him angry that he has to go to sleep at sundown and not eat until sunup.
Missy K adds,
That's why you couldn't see the milk bar from the top of the hill, Star. He was blocking it. Now, how do we get him to step aside?
while Star Peaches, El Dazzles, and Missy K huddle together to make a plan, Roo stares down Little Riley, and grumbles a few words.
Pequeña tortuga, déjame esto. Little tortoise, leave this to me.
Roo, the Italian greyhound, runs as fast as her little body will allow. She circles Riley 10 times in just a few seconds. She stuns and confuses the giant tortoise. Meanwhile, Star shouts encouraging words to Roo. Go, Roo! It's working! He's running away! On this night, under the twinkling stars, the victory between the tortoise and the greyhound goes to Roo. Ringo and Russell and Star and Missy K and El Dazzles all rush over to thank the little Señorita Doggy. After 24 hours of walking, talking, laughing, climbing, and even crying, it's time. It's all you can eat. You guys deserve it, Star says, while serving the 3 oversized bowls. Russell, with a sparkle in his large brown eyes, responds,
Thank you, Star. I know I can speak for all 3 of us when I say we love you and hope to have more adventures with you.
An emotional Star looks at Russell, Ringo, and Roo and says, I love you guys. Of course we will have more adventures. We've already had hundreds. Why stop now? A joyful Ringo stares down at his food and happily announces,
It's royal meal time.
Russell quickly responds with,
I've been meaning to ask, what in the world is a royal meal?
Ringo replies,
A meal with my dear followers. I mean friends. You guys are pretty awesome, and I'm honored to share this meal with you.
Russell, the always sensitive poodle, says,
Thank you, Ringo. You know, you don't really look like a king.
Stop it, Russell.
A playful Ringo replies. Roo adds to the conversation.
Sí, yes.
And with their first bites, Ringo, Russell, and Roo remember all their past adventures and now look forward to future ones. Speaking of adventures, that about wraps up this one. Oh, and that narrator in the beginning and end that says we shall never know? Don't listen to him, because now you know. It's all possible when you walk along a long countryside dirt road with Star Peaches and friends. I guess we shall never know. It doesn't take much time. We do not have to lie. It's just caring about the love we got. Do not always know or ask the question, so it is why we are here. Sparkle in the night, don't you know? Star boy, yeah. Why do we have to try? Say don't get in line. Begin to start. Doesn't take much time. We only have to try. It is why we are here. Sparkle in the night. Don't you know?